Let me share. Okay, that part, as you know, we are talking about grammar, right? We are starting with comparative adjectives. Please, students, pay attention, okay? Place your cameras. I want to see if you are here or maybe you are doing something else. Maybe I have to check this. Your cameras, okay? So let's continue. We have here the rules, and we are talking about this kind of adjectives. Look at the first box, right? One syllable adjectives. Okay, one syllable. That's why here we have some examples. For example, old, safe, big, hot, right? Adjectives with only one syllable, very short. And to form a comparative, we have to add ER. Okay, that's it. And now here we have the adjective old. And now comparative is going to be older. It's changed, right? Look at the next, safe, safer. And also we have some examples of another kind of adjectives, big and hot. They are different, right? What do we have to do with that kind of adjectives? Talking about big and hot. Big, for example, to form comparative, we have to double the consonant. And after that, we have to add ER, bigger, hot, hotter. The same, we have to double the consonant. ¿Ok? En estos casos, chicos, de este tipo de adjetivos que solo tienen una sílaba, como están viendo, algunos directamente para que ya sean comparativos debemos añadir ER, ¿cierto? Listo. Hay algunos que son un poco especiales, como en el caso big, hot. What do we have to do? We have to double the consonant. Tenemos que duplicar la consonante, ¿no? La última, que está big, hot, ¿cierto? ¿Qué tenemos que hacer? Duplicarlo. ¿Para qué? Para que después recién podamos añadir ER y recién formar así el adjetivo comparativo, bigger, hotter. Ahora, por eso es que les digo, tienen que memorizar, ¿sí? Porque si, digamos, al ver esta reglita de una sola sílaba, bien, algunos directamente debemos añadir ER, ¿cierto? Pero algunos no, ¿ok? Y ya tenemos nuestro adjetivo comparativo. Let's continue with the next one. Adjectives ending in Y. If we have that kind of adjectives, noisy, dirty, what we have to do? We have to change to another I, right? Noisier. That case, dirty, dirtier. We have to change, ¿no? En este caso que terminan los adjetivos con Y, tenemos que cambiarlos directamente, ¿sí, chicos? No mantener la Y directamente, cambiar a la I latina, ¿ok? Noisier, dirtier. Okay, that's why you have to learn. Okay, you have to memorize. Por eso les decía, el inglés, chicos, es memoria, ¿sí? Entonces, a veces cuando ya, este es así, tengo que saber estas reglas. ¿Por qué? Porque son importantes, ¿no? Memorizar. Tengo esa regla lista, va a estar. Y no se van a equivocar. Let's continue with the next part, the next examples. Talking about 2 or more syllable adjectives. We have boring, beautiful, right? Si se fijan, esos adjetivos ya tienen 2 o más sílabas, ¿no? Ya es más larga. El adjetivo boring, for example, beautiful, right? And in that case, what do we have to do? We have to add more. En este caso ya no añadimos ER. ¿Por qué? Porque ya el adjetivo es largo. Entonces, directamente more. ¿Ustedes ven un adjetivo largo? Ok, directamente more. No añadir. Estaríamos haciendo más largo, ¿no? El adjetivo y no corresponde. Ok. That's why here we have more boring and more beautiful. And that's it. We have a comparative adjective with 2 or more syllable adjectives. That's it. And finally, we have irregular adjectives. Okay, can you see? We have some irregular. For example, good, bad, far. Talking about, for example, the first one, good. Comparative, better, bad, worse, far, further. Okay, that's why here are irregular, because we have to change everything and it's different. Okay, but we have to learn. Okay, better is the comparative of good, for example, right? The same with bad. They are very useful. That's why you have to memorize. Okay, irregular adjectives. That's it. Ok, entonces aquí tenemos en un cuadrito resumido de los adjetivos comparativos que son bastante usados, muy comunes, ¿no? De la regla que ustedes deben mantener. Si ustedes ven adjetivos así cortitos, ¿no? Ya saben que tienen que añadir o de repente duplicar la consonante, como en este caso. Y vamos a ver dónde es que ustedes tienen que duplicar la consonante. Let's continue with the next rules. Adjectives which end in one vowel and one consonant double the consonant. Okay, that's the example. We have here two examples. Let's read. Adjectives with ending in one vowel. Okay, here we have one vowel, I, and one consonant. Oh, the consonant T. What do we have to do? We have to double the consonant. So, Peter, Peter, right? ¿No? En este caso, por ejemplo, ok, si ustedes ven que justo está terminando en una vocal, en una consonante, listo, ¿qué deben hacer? Duplicar, ¿cierto? La consonante para que así recién pueden añadir ER y convertirlo en adjetivo comparativo. The next, the same, we have teen, thinner, okay? That's why you have to learn this rule because it's very important, okay? The next, most two-syllable adjectives use more and must. Ok, hablando de las sílabas, bueno, de aquellos adjetivos que tienen más de 2 sílabas, ¿no? Y son ya más larguitos. Para convertirlo en comparativo, nosotros añadimos more. Ok, more. En el superlativo vamos a usar el most, pero todavía no estamos yendo a los superlativos. Primero estamos como comparativo, right? Okay, so for example, here we have mother. Okay, that's the adjective. And I want to make my sentence comparative. So I have to add more mother. The next, polite, more polite. The next we have quite. Maybe it's not, this adjective is not short or maybe one syllable. No, right? We have here 2 syllables, quite. But in that kind of adjectives, we have to add ER, ¿no? Entonces, por eso les digo, chicos, a veces hay reglas que de repente no se cumplen con todas, ¿no? Como dice, cuando ya tienen un adjetivo que tenga más de 2 sílabas, en este caso, quite sería 2, tiene 2 sílabas, porque podemos separar. Quite, right? Quite. En 2. Entonces, en este caso, no añadimos more. ¿Por qué? Porque en este caso de quite y clever, directamente añadir no son como excepciones de las reglas, que siempre hay, en el inglés siempre hay. Nos indica una regla, pero hay un ejemplo que no lo cumple. Y este es uno, ¿no? Quite clever, quieter, cleverer, ¿ok? That's why you have to memorize, students, please. Por eso es que les digo, a veces es un poco más memoria. Ah, sí, esto era. ¿Por qué? Porque es una excepción, ¿sí? And that's it. And now we have another rules that we have also to learn. Let's read. We can make a comparison stronger using much and a lot. For example, London is much more beautiful than Paris. Dave's a lot more handsome than Pete, for example, right? Ok, entonces, por ejemplo, al momento de comparar, ¿no? Nosotros podemos hacer que nuestra comparación que estemos haciendo tenga mucho más énfasis, ¿no? Como que más que suene con más intensidad la comparación. Al decir, por ejemplo, London is much more beautiful. Ok, estoy aplicando la regla, ¿no? Estoy usando el adjetivo beautiful. Es un adjetivo que tiene más de 2 sílabas. Entonces tengo que añadir more, ¿no? Y ya está, ya es un comparativo. London is more beautiful than Paris. Puedo armar mi oración así. London is more beautiful than Paris. But if I want to do my sentence more stronger, I had to add much or a lot. ¿Ok? Si yo quiero hacerlo que suene con mucha más intensidad, entonces puedo hacer que mi oración suene así añadiendo much. O de repente a lot, right? Here we have the next example. Dave's a lot more handsome than Pete, ¿no? Ok, igual estoy al añadir a lot, ¿no? Estoy haciendo igual, estoy dando mucho más énfasis a mi oración comparativa. Dave's a lot more handsome than Pete, ¿no? Que también es mucho más simpático que Pete, ¿no? And that's it. Y este than, chicos, es característico al comparar. Okay, let me write another example. Let me write here. For example, if I want to say that Carlos es más alto que John, digamos. Okay. I want to say that, ¿no? Porque en Bolivia siempre estamos acostumbrados a comparar, ¿cierto? Que es más rico, que es más alto, que es más pequeño, que es más grande, o sea, muchas cosas. Entonces, tenemos que saber las reglas bien. Carlos es más alto que John. Digamos este ejemplo, ¿ok? Let me give you this example. So, Carlos is taller, es el adjetivo, tall, ¿ok? Taller than John, ¿no? Entonces, es como que este than está representando al qué. Que esto, ¿no? Es más pequeño que esto. En este caso, Carlos es más alto que John, ¿no? Ahí está. Here we have. Please let me write. Carlos es más alto, más alto. Taller, ¿no? Entonces es que John, than John, ¿ok? That's it. Students, here we have. So, entonces, ¿qué significa el than? Es como que es característico cuando comparamos. ¿Ok? Solo eso representa. Para traducirlo y no se confundan, ahí está. ¿Ok? Here we have the example. And that's it. Any question until here? ¿Alguna pregunta hasta aquí? Questions? I know that it's new, right? Man, maybe there are many rules. I know that. That's why you have to study, please, students, and memorize. Okay? Any question here? Questions? Everything is clear? No questions? ¿Está claro hasta aquí? Yes? No?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Let's continue, please, because now we are going to practice. Okay? And also, we have the next rule, number 2, and it's our last rule. Adverbs also have comparatives. Okay. For example, using adverbs here, we have adjectives. Right now, we have the next rule. Adverbs also have comparatives. For example, he works harder than you. Can you come earlier than 8:30? No, también esto aplica al momento de comparar con adverbios, ¿sí? Se puede también. Pero es bastante común más usado los adjetivos, ¿ok? Pero aquí la reglita también nos está indicando y nos está dando ejemplos de que también podemos comparar con los adverbios. In that case, for example, he works harder than you. ¿No? Él trabaja mucho más fuerte que tú, ¿cierto? Está comparando igual. Can you come earlier than 8:30? No, the same. It's the same rule because we have ER, right? Lo mismo, ¿no? Estamos añadiendo igual ER, estamos comparando. Now, students, let's go back to our lesson and let's check. Because now you have to tell me the answers here. Okay. Number 1, regular comparative adjectives at ER or more. Write the comparative forms. Okay, look at the adjectives. Big, romantic, small. What do you think, students? Talking about this first adjective, big. What we have to do, we have to double the consonant and then we have to add ER, right? Después recién añadimos para que sea comparativo. The next example, please. Romantic. What do we have to add in that case? Romantic.
More.
More. Very good. So in that case, more romantic because it has more than 2 syllables, right? More romantic. The next, small. What do we have to add?
Small.
Small. Small. Come on.
Smaller.
Smaller, very good. Cuidado se confundan, ¿no? ¿Cuántas sílabas tiene? No, pero solo una, ¿no? Small, small, ok. Sí, tienen que identificar ahí, chicas, ¿no? Porque si la palabra, bueno, el adjetivo se puede separar, ¿no? En este caso, romantic, ¿no? Se puede, ok, ahí también tienen una pista para que no se confundan, ¿sí, chicos? Si se puede separar, entonces, ok, este lleva more, este no, ¿no? Entonces aquí, in that case, yes, smaller, very good. Smaller, excellent. Okay, and we have questions now. Please, what are the rules? When do we add ER? Please, when do we add ER?
When we have one syllable.
Yeah, yes. We had to add ER. Also, well, only with the adjectives which only has one syllable, right? Aquellos adjetivos que solo tengan una sílaba. Bien. What about the next question? When do we use more? When do we use more?
When we have two or more syllables.
Yes, we have to use more when we have an adjective that has more than only one syllable, right? Okay, very good. So let's continue. Number 2. Some adjectives are irregular. Okay. For example, good. What's the comparative? Better. What about the next? Bad. What's the comparative?
Worse.
Worse. Excellent. Okay, so don't forget, please, students, these rules are very important and you have to memorize, please, okay? Porque todo está unido, vamos a ver. Comparativos, superlativos. Estamos empezando con comparativo, yes, please. Now, let's continue with the next number 2. What is the comparative form of the adjectives in the box? Okay, look at here. You have many adjectives. You have to identify. It maybe has only one syllable or maybe more than only one, and you have to write the correct form. Okay, for example, tall, what's the comparative? Taller. The next, expensive, what's the comparative? More expensive. Please do it. You have 2 minutes. You have to write. Please, I want to see your answers in our English notes. Please, let's go there. Open that online page and write. Come on. Do it, students. I want to see your answers. Everybody. Because yesterday I was working only 6 students and it was, what happened? Come on, you have to write. Okay, and now I'm going to check one by one. You have to write. Please, your name, if you want unit 9, you can put your name and please, all of the correct answers, please. Come on, come on.
Miss, no entendí que hay que escribir. ¿Puedes repetir, por favor?
Okay, please see here you have, as you can see, we are on exercise number 2, right? And here we have a question. What is the comparative form of the adjectives in the box? Look at the box. Can you see inside we have many adjectives, right? Tall, expensive, hot, cheap, nice, weird, warm, right? Many adjectives. What do you have to do? You have to write the comparative form of the adjectives, okay? For example, we have tall. What's the comparative? What do we have to add to this adjective? Tall is a short adjective, only one syllable. So you have to add ER, right? Tall, taller. That's it. So students, I want to see your answers on English notes. Open, please, that online board that we have on Classroom and write. I want to see your answers. please, you have to write. It's okay now? Do you understand?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, please do it because I want to see your answer. Finish. I'm going to check, please. You have to write answers. Please, students. I can't see your answers. What happened? Are you writing? Please, you can write like a title, unit 9, and write. Okay. It's okay? Students, hello, hello, can you listen me? ¿Se escucha? ¿Está bien? No puedo ver sus respuestas. Chicos, no sé si lo están escribiendo o solo yo no lo estoy viendo en este momento. Because you have to write on our virtual board that we have. Please. Finish. Can we check? Chicos, no sé si o no les está dejando escribir, me avisan, por favor, de repente hay alguna restricción o algo. Porque hasta el momento no puedo. I can't see your answers, I don't know. No sé si o de repente tienen alguna restricción o algo, porque a veces sale ese mensaje, no, no se puede, tienen que pedir permiso, pero ya, eso ya lo he solucionado. Please tell me, your students, are you writing? ¿Están escribiendo normal?
Sí, Miss, está normal. Hay
Ah,
muchas
okay.
personas que ya han escrito sus respuestas.
Okay, and maybe it's charging. Okay, I'm going to check in a minute. Okay, lo actualizaré y lo voy a revisar. Thank you, Natalie. Okay, class, let's check, please. I think you did. In a minute, I'm going to check because it's charging. But I want to see your answers, please. De todos, por favor, ¿sí? Cuento también como su participación en clase. Now, let's have a look. We have the next adjective, hot. What's the comparative? Please, Galia, what's the comparative of this adjective, hot? Come on, Galia.
Miss,
What's the comparative of hot?
the hot is hotter.
Hotter. Okay. How do you spell hotter? How do you spell hotter?
H-O-T-T-E-R.
Okay, very good. That's it. The next, please, we have the adjective cheap. What's the comparative, please, Christian? What's the comparative of cheap? Christian? Please, Andy, what's the comparative of cheap? No? Please, Daniel, what's the comparative of cheap? Danny? What happened, boys? What happened? Please, please, Pamela. Please, Jocelyn Quispe.
Yes, miss, ¿en cuál?
Comparative of cheap.
Ay, un rato. Está bien.
What's the comparative?
¿Qué puse? Cheaper.
How do you spell cheaper?
Sí, ahí está. CHEAPER.
Okay. R. Don't confuse. Please, the next. What's the comparative of nice? Please tell me, Sheila. Sheila, please. Alejandra Aníbar. Claudia Aníbar. What's the comparative? Claudia Alejandra. Araníbar. Andrea Araníbar.
Miss, ¿de cuál?
Nicer. The comparative of nice. I'm giving you the answer. What happened, students? You have to participate, please. Okay, I'm here trying to listen your answers. I think most of you are doing something, maybe your homework, maybe you are playing or something, because I couldn't receive your answers as yet. What happened? Please pay attention, okay? Please, Andreita, tell me the comparative of nice.
Nicer.
Okay, how do you spell nicer? How do you spell nicer? Please. How do you spell, Andrea? I'm waiting.
Wetter.
No, how do you spell nicer, Andrea? ¿Cómo lo deletreas? Please. How do you spell nicer? And I continue. I'm waiting. I want to check. Continue. C.
A-R.
No, repeat. M.
N. I. C.
C.
E.
E.
C. E. R.
E-R. Students, don't forget, please, okay? I want to check if you are learning in the good way. Maybe you are confusing some rules. That's why I'm telling you that you have to spell. Okay, lo que quiero revisar si es que se ha comprendido dónde deben aplicar la doble consonante, dónde, okay, that's why. Now, let's continue the next, please. We have the adjective wet. What's the comparative? Please, Veronica.
Miss,
What's the comparative of wet?
weather, we,
How do you spell that?
double,
W, very good.
A,
No, W,
I, perdón,
W.
W-I.
No, W.
E,
E.
B. Perdón, W, I, T, W-T,
Double T. Very good.
I-R,
No. Double T.
double T, I-R.
No. Repeat.
E,
E again.
Ay, perdón,
Finally,
R.
R. Okay, that's it. Don't confuse class. The next
Okay, miss.
one, we have worm. Please, what's the comparative? Claudia Tawichi? Claudia Tawichi? Verastegui Lilian? What's the comparative of worm?
Miss Verastegui.
Okay, please tell me. What's the comparative of this adjective? Warm is the comparative is warmer. Very good,
Miss,
please. How do you spell that? How do you spell?
Miss, no le bien.
¿No me escuchas?
¿Cuál no le escucho muy bien. ¿De cuál me dice Miss?
De este adjetivo, warm. How do you spell the comparative form of warm? Please?
Warmer.
Warmer, okay.
Warmer.
How do you spell that?
W.
W,
A R M A R M E R
E, E,
R.
oh, no. How do you pronounce this last letter? ¿Cómo se pronuncia? R o R? What do you think? R. R. Very good. Okay, don't forget. It's okay. Sí, yo sé que en el alfabeto vamos así, ¿no? L, M, N, y es confuso cuando llegamos justo a la R y no es R y cambia a la A, ¿cierto? R. Pero es la regla, chicos. Don't forget. The next one, we have the adjective cool. Please, what's the comparative? Please tell me. Andy? Please, Wendy, what's the comparative of cold? Wendy?
Sí, Miss.
What's the comparative?
Un ratito, Miss. Colder.
Colder. How do you spell colder?
Sí, Miss.
How do you spell colder?
No lo entiendo, Miss.
¿Cómo deletreas? How do you spell colder?
C-O-L-D-E-R.
Okay. The next, please, we have polite. What's the comparative, please? Arianita?
The polite, Miss.
Yes.
More polite.
More polite. How do you spell that?
M-O-R-E-P-O-L-I-T-E.
Okay, thank you. Please, what about the next one? We have beautiful. What's the comparative? Please, could you tell me? Daniel? Please tell me. Okay, let me check. Nadia, Dia? What's the comparative of beautiful? Nadia, Dia? Celida, please.
Yes, Miss.